Welcome back to my kitchen. Today I'm going to show you a sweet roll that everyone will love, especially kids. It's cinnamon rolls. The cinnamon rolls that we buy from the stores are usually very sweet, but these cinnamon rolls are not overly sweet. It's soft and fluffy. To make the cinnamon rolls, there are like three main parts to the rolls. First, to make a dough, then filling, and then the frosting. So let's make the dough first. For the dough, I'm going to mix all the ingredients together in this bowl and mix it well. I'm using 1/4 cup of warm milk, lukewarm milk, 3 tablespoons of sugar, 2 room temperature eggs, and half a cup of butter, 113 grams. So make sure the butter is at room temperature too. Then I have used like instant yeast, a packet of instant yeast, which is about 2.5 teaspoons of instant yeast. And then 2 teaspoons of salt. Mix it all. Mix it well. Don't worry about these lumps now because I'm going to add the flour and we need to mix it. And once we start mixing and kneading it, it should be fine. Now I'm going to add the flour. I'm going to use 4 cups of all-purpose flour. You can use loosely packed. 1, 2, let me mix it a little bit, otherwise it will be hard when you to incorporate it. So this is 1/3 cup, this is 1/4 cup. I incorporated the mix together. Now we need to knead it for at least about 5 to 6 minutes until the dough is very soft to touch. So let's do the kneading part now. I'm going to use this mat, baking mat. I love this mat. I have bought this from Amazon. I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of flour here so that it won't stick to my hands. Sometimes it will stick, but once you start kneading, it should be fine. It should not stick to your hands anymore when it is done. Okay, now I'm going to start kneading it. Oh, by the way, make sure you wash your hands well. You have to knead it so that it is soft to touch. It should bounce back when you touch the dough. The dough is ready. Look, it is very soft and it won't stick to your hands and your fingers anymore. So it should bounce back when you touch it, okay? Now I'm going to let it sit for some time until we make the filling. The filling part. For the filling, I have here a cup of brown sugar and 3 tablespoons of cinnamon, ground cinnamon, and I'm going to mix it. Just mix it well and keep it aside, because the next part will be to roll the dough to a rectangular shape, and then we will butter it, and then we'll spread this filling over it. And then we need to roll it and cut it into the rolls. Now we need to roll the dough to a rectangular shape. I have sprinkled some flour to this baking mat so that it won't stick and it is easy to roll. Okay, let's just shape it to a rectangle, to a rough rectangle, and then I'm going to roll it with a rolling pin. I have rolled the dough into a rectangle about 20 by 10 inches. Now I'm going to spread the butter throughout this rectangle. Make sure you put the butter in small patches throughout the roll. Otherwise, it's going to very hard to spread the butter. Then you put the filling, the brown sugar filling over it. Spread it evenly over it. I'm going to spread the butter evenly over this roll. I put plenty. I used like 1/4 cup of butter. I'm going to put this brown sugar filling over it. You just sprinkle it evenly over the roll. I have evenly spread the brown sugar filling. Now I'm going to roll it. So just roll it like this. Always make sure to roll it away from you. I have rolled it into a big roll. Make sure that the end are sealed like this. Just close it like this. Now we are going to shape it. Okay. Now I'm going to shape the rolls. I have a buttered pan here and I'm going to cut the rolls with a string that is twisted. Let's just do this, uneven part at the end so that we can evenly cut the roll. Okay. Now as you see, I tried to cut it precisely like an even shape. I always fail at that. I cannot cut it precisely. Anyway, some of you are very good at precise measurements, I know. For me, unfortunately, I cannot. Cut it like this. I think as long as it tastes good, it doesn't matter the shape. Precise shape does not matter, I think. I've shaped all the rolls. Like I said, you will see all different shapes here. I cannot cut it precisely. Now I'm going to cover it with a plastic wrap and keep it for proofing for about 60 to 90 minutes. This is the risen rolls. I have put this out for proofing for about 2 hours. It doesn't matter as long as it has risen well. See how it has expanded. So now I'm going to bake this. I have preheated the oven at 350 degree Fahrenheit and I'm going to bake it for about 18 to 20 minutes. Just keep an eye in between to see the color of the rolls because you don't want to over bake it. When it is like light brown, it should be ready. While the rolls are baking, I'm going to make the frosting. For that, I have taken 8 ounces of softened cream cheese, 3/4 cup of powdered sugar. I have 1/4 cup of softened butter, which is like 4 tablespoons of butter. And then I'm going to take a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Let's put together everything in here. I'm going to add the sugar. I'm going to add the butter. One teaspoon. And I'm going to mix it. It seems like the bowl has a little smaller one. We can do it. It can be difficult to whisk, so I suggest you use a hand mixer. So it's right now the frosting is like kind of thick. So I have some milk here and I'm going to add it. I like it thinner. It's up to you to use how much milk you want. I'm going to add a little bit because I like me blend it very slowly, otherwise it's going to splash all over. I have taken the rolls out of the oven. This is how it looks now. Now I'm going to add this frosting that I have made earlier. I'm going to spread it evenly. So if you like it like a little bit more loose, add a little bit more milk. Like I said before, it's up to you. I like it this way, not too thin or thick. So this is the finished cinnamon rolls with the frosting. Those who don't have cream cheese available, I'm going to add another recipe for the frosting with the milk, butter and powdered sugar in the description box. Please make sure to check that. Now let me show you how does it look. I'm going to take one from here. Oops, it's a big piece. And see how the inside looks. It's so soft. You can just cut it easily, and it's so good. You got to try this, and please let me know how it turns out. Thank you so much again for the great support.